Class 9th to 12th students, this is your chance. Get a free personalized English demo session designed to boost marks and confidence. Tap the link in the description given below, select your grade, fill in your number and secure your spot today. Well, hello my 10th graders. Welcome back to PlanetSpark and this is your English educator Kirti, and today we are going to cover a very important chapter for your class 10th exams, which is Letter to God. Have you ever written a letter to God? And imagine not only writing it, but actually expecting a reply. Sounds impossible, right? Well, today's story is about a farmer who not only wrote a letter to God, but he also asked for money. So we are going to explore this emotional yet slightly surprising story, A Letter to God, in this video. So stay tuned. Now this story is very simple, but it is also very powerful, and the writer of the story here is actually a Mexican writer named G.F. Fuentes. Now the story is about faith, hope and irony. It shows how strong belief can be, but also how human nature can sometimes surprise us. Let's go on to talk about the characters of the story here. The first is Lencho, who's also a very poor farmer, but he's very hardworking. He has deep faith in God. He's innocent, but slightly stubborn. He trusts God more than Google Pay. The second is Lencho's family. His wife and children, they depend on the harvest. They support him quietly. The third is the postmaster, who's actually a very kind and helpful man. He believes in Lencho and he keeps his faith alive. The fourth is the post office employees who contribute money to help Lencho in his difficult time. The story takes place in a valley where Lencho lives with his family. He's waiting for rain for his corn fields. Finally, dark clouds appear. It begins to rain. Lencho is very happy. He calls the raindrops new coins. Small drops are 5-cent coins and big drops are 10-cent coin. But suddenly, disaster strikes. The rain turns into a hailstorm. Huge hailstones destroy the entire crop. The fields look as if covered in salt. Everything is ruined. Lencho is heartbroken. There'll be no food, no money. But does he lose hope? No. He says confidently, God will help us. The next Sunday, Lencho writes a letter to God asking for 100 pesos to sow his fields again and feed his family. He actually writes to God and drops it in the mailbox. The postman laughs at first, but the postmaster reads it and he's moved by Lencho's faith. He decides to help. He collects money from all the employees and he also contributes himself. However, they could only manage to gather 70 pesos. Now, Lencho receives the letter, counts the money, and instead of being grateful, he becomes very angry. Why? Because he asked for 100 pesos but received only 70. Now here comes the twist. Lencho writes another letter to God saying, God, please send me the rest of the money, but don't send it through the post office. The employees are a bunch of cooks. The story here is very ironical. It is very powerful. The very people who helped Lencho are accused of stealing from him, right? Surprising. Now let's talk about the themes of the story. The first is faith in God. Lencho's belief is unshakable. The second is hope in difficult times, right? Even after a total loss, he believes help will come, right? And he writes a letter to God. The third is human kindness. The postmaster and employees show generosity to him. The fourth, irony. The biggest theme, Lencho thinks the helpers are the thieves. Now we are going to talk about the frequently asked question in your exams, right? The first is describe Lencho's character. The next is explain the irony in the story. Why did Lencho write to God? How did the postmaster help? Now what you can do is you can take a screenshot of these questions because they're definitely going to help you out in your exam. Now moving on, the message that the story gives here. Now the message in the story is very powerful, right? The story portrays how we should always believe in hope, we should always believe that help is coming. But the most important theme here is appreciate the kindness, right? Even after the postmaster and his employees help out Lencho by giving him money, he still doesn't appreciate it. In fact, he calls them a bunch of crooks. So, always appreciate kindness. And the last message is faith should include gratitude. The story teaches us that faith gives strength, and faith, it should include gratitude, and humanity still exists. But again, blind faith can sometimes ignore reality. So, always appreciate those who help you out in your difficult times. So the next time when Wi-Fi stops working and you pray to God for signal, remember Lencho. So this is it for your class 10th chapter. I hope you liked this explanation. So hit the like button, share and subscribe for more class 10 videos. Thank you. Class 9th to 12th students, this is your chance. Get a free personalized English demo session designed to boost marks and confidence. Tap the link in the description given below, select your grade, fill in your number and secure your spot today.